Oh God, I need this water.
Coach, will you just get an opening statement?
All right. I don't know what to say. I'm really, really excited, and it's just, it's an incredible win again, I think, to survive another one. So, and that's what we did Sunday. We survived. We lost the game Sunday and came back somehow and won it. Today we played well. We played a good second half, got out to a nice lead, and then they did a great job coming back. That was a great team. When they turned up the pressure the last 3.5, 4 minutes, that really caused us a lot of problems. And in the end, we were able to survive again. So that's all I can say.
Great question.
You kind of hit on it there a little bit. Except the tables were turned from Sunday. You know, you guys had to fight to come back. This one, things were playing out very eerily similar to that. You know, you guys had a 7-point lead there. I mean, Ali goes out. You're up 8 at that point, and just little by little, they just whittle things away. And then you guys get missing some free throws. What did the pressure do to you guys there at in the last?
Well, pressure did to us what we try and do to other teams. It made us very uncomfortable. And we just kind of made us really uncomfortable. Sped us up, got us out of our spots in our press break. And they really, they did a great job. They played with the desperation of your season ending, which is what we did for the last 2 minutes of the overtimes last on Sunday, I feel like. And then sometimes in those situations, it's tougher for the offensive team to play with that same type of desperation because you're being attacked so hard by the defensive team. It really just, I probably shouldn't say it, but it kind of looked like it rattled us a little bit. But we were able to settle down just enough to make enough plays. And I think that we were 8 for 16 from the free throw line. We got to make more free throws. And I guess the tough part of that, I think we missed free throws not because we were scared or anything, but I think we were just so excited and jacked up and amped up with just the intensity of the game. So we thought Sunday was intense, but then this one goes up a level, doesn't it? And now we're going to look into it next Sunday, and we know from last year it goes up another level beyond that. Just stay a little calmer, we'll make more free throws on Sunday. So.
Lex, you missed 3 of them there. When you went to the foul line there with 14 seconds left, you were able to knock down 2 of them. What did you tell yourself at that point? Anything different? Did you just try to take up more deep breaths, or what did you do differently from the 2 previous times where you missed all 3 of them?
Well, before those last 2, my teammates came over and they told me that, you got this. We know you got this. We have confidence in you. And just calm down. You can do it. And I think that really made the difference. Knowing my teammates had that confidence in me, and it kind of made my confidence go up as well. And I'm usually really good at the free throw line, like 80% or something. So that was out of character, but hopefully it won't happen again. But Aisha came in and knocked down 2 when it really counted. And that really sent us over the edge.
Yeah. Aisha, did you even see Sydney take that shot there? She came down and just kind of spun real quick and shot it up for the 3-pointer, and it seemed like it hit off so hard it was right in your hands right there. Was it just a...
Well, we were supposed to switch everything, and I switched onto the ball. I didn't even know she was there, actually, and I just tried to run to get to her as fast as possible. And I'm just so happy that she missed it and that I got the rebound.
And then, go ahead and Alexa gave you credit there, but talk about, you go into the free throw line there, you guys are still only up 3 at that point. Be able to come through and knock down, those 2.
Well, I visualized myself shooting, it weren't really game-winning free throws, but clutch free throws in the end of games. And I stepped to the line. You can hear the crowd, but honestly, I just stepped to the line and both shots I said in Jesus' name, and I made them. So thanks to him.
We like Jesus.
Yeah, he's been working in our favor the last 2 games.
Coach, this is a team, the Mount, coming into this game 11-3 at home, very good here, very comfortable here. How big was it to come out and get that strong start in the second half to give you guys a little bit of the buffer, because they made a couple runs throughout the course of the second half?
Well, that was really key to the game, to come out and hit those shots, and we got somehow we got a couple of our most open looks tonight, I think. And we didn't do anything special, different really, but we kind of caught them in a little bit of a matchup switch, like they caught us a couple times down the stretch. But for these guys to come down, hit back-to-back threes, bumped it up a little bit, that relaxes your whole team for the rest of the second half until those last 4 minutes, and we got unrelaxed again. But that was huge, and we know Mount's a great team. We played down here, and we got beat down here. So just having that little bump, getting up 10, it really does relax your team at both ends of the floor. So.
Ali, how frustrating was it for you? You went through a big stretch there in the second half where you weren't able to get in position to take a shot. I mean, number one, the fact that you had foul trouble kind of, I'm guessing, eliminated the fact that you could really aggressively drive to the hoop. And, so how did all those factors play in the second half for you personally?
I mean, they were pressuring us pretty well for the majority of the second half. So not only was I afraid to drive to the hoop to get a charge or something, they were messing up our offense. So I don't think I touched the ball too much. But, I mean, I wasn't very worried about it because my teammates definitely stepped up and made some big shots when it counted. I mean, I probably should have demanded the ball more, gotten more open, but we did fine just without that.
Lex, how hard is it to see Ali go out, something that, I don't know how many times she's done in her career, but, as far as fouling out of the game, how hard is that to see? Or is it kind of a thing for you where you say, all right, she's out of the game now, I really, two of us really need to step things up now and without her out?
Well, it's really a motivator because we're not going to let her go out like that. Not in her career, no way. And I think everyone felt that way. Same with Rebecca Keegan. We care about our seniors a lot, and we're not going to let them lose because of us. And I think that we really took that to heart, and that's what won us the game is our heart.
Aisha, the game started or didn't start off a little strangely there. Does that throw you? I mean, obviously, it didn't affect you guys. You guys come out and I think hit 4 3-pointers. And your first 4 makes were 4 3-pointers. So obviously, you can't say that that the delay caused you guys any problems. But how big is it to come out? Coach alluded to a little bit, but how big is it to come out to open the game? And you guys are making. I apologize. Both teams started the game shooting really cold after the first media timeouts when you guys kind of got hot. I mean, talking about what was said in the huddle as you guys were in that first media timeout in that huddle. As I bring it back around here, after everybody shot really poorly, what was said, or what was the mindset coming out of that first media timeout that you guys were able to really find the bottom of the basket?
It was just like, if we aren't hitting shots, they always say don't settle and get to the rim. But we came out, people started hitting them, so we just kept shooting until you just keep going until it runs dry. And then if you're not hitting anything, you attack the rim so you can get back in the rhythm. But it wasn't like any negative thing, any positive thing. We just knew we had to play and come through. So.
Any other questions?
Yeah, one more.
Yep.
What does it mean for you guys to be able to, if you can summarize it, get back to the title game and know that after last year's, it's embarrassing the right word.
Yes.
It's
very good.
To be able to come back and say, look, that, number one, that's not going to happen again. Number two, we're taking it home this year. We're going to, because you guys just beat them, so it's even 1-1. I mean, what do you feel like right now? Let's start with Alexa.
Well, right now, I'm thinking last game's over. This is a new game. It's up, like Coach said, it's up to a new level. The championship game, and like I said before, we're not going to let our seniors go out on a loss. We're going to finish it for them, and we're confident right now, and We're gonna finish this thing.
I think everything happens for a reason, so I'm going to take last year as a lesson. Don't get comfortable. We made it to the championship game. It's not going to be easy at all. So we need to bring our A game, prepare for it as best we can, and make it a battle.
Me? Oh, well, I want to win. I mean, like Lex said earlier, we want Wills and Allie and Keegan to go out with a ring in their senior year. And we all want one too. And being there last year and just experiencing that as a freshman, it was a lot of energy. But you know, I didn't like watching the other team celebrate, and I want to be the one to celebrate this year. So, just ready for this game.
There's nothing like the experience of being in a championship game, and us being there last year for, especially our sophomores and juniors that hadn't been there before. I think that's a good experience going into this year. So really looking forward to it. It's nice to have the chance.
Great. Thank you very much.
I'm just proud of our team. We had a great fight. You know, down 16 with 12 and a half to go and cut it to 1. Whole team, I thought it was a little late to make that run. It took a lot of energy to get back there. And then, just weren't able to pull it out.
Open up to some questions.
Coach, you talked about the energy it took to come back with that run. You cut it to something like 5 or 6 earlier in the half. Is that kind of the trouble when you go down early in a half like that? It takes so much just to get back, in the game that you kind of can't get over the hump sometimes.
I mean, it takes a lot of energy to come back. Don't get me wrong. I think our kids are well conditioned, and I think they play hard. I just think we had some mental mistakes. We had some execution things that we didn't do well. I think if we would have executed a couple of things, you never know what happened. I just think mentally we had a few mental mistakes.
Sydney, the game, kind of a weird start, a power outage, a half-hour delay. Did that kind of throw you guys off a little of your rhythm? Because both teams kind of started out pretty cold there in the first few minutes.
Being home, we're used to stuff like that. Last year it happened when we played Wagner, so it was something that we didn't really let bother us. I wouldn't say that was something that threw us out of sync.
As I said to Coach Haig, things were kind of flipped for them, in the fact that this time, as compared to Sunday, this time they were the ones trying to keep you guys off of them, whereas Sunday they were the ones trying to fight back. And I know you weren't there and stuff like that, but from their game standpoint, it was very similar, like I said, just flipped. But when you guys did make that run there with Allie out of the game, and that's what you want. I mean, you want one of the best players in the history of the league to be out of the game, as you guys make your push.
Yeah, I don't know what point she fouled out. I don't know if it was 3 minutes or
About minute 36.
Yeah, I think it was already, we cut it to, 2 or 3, even with her there. We just, again, I think we had our chances. I mean, we shoot 73% from the foul line and we missed 6. Not granted, they missed some foul shots too, I get that. We had some layups that we didn't take care of. We had a few defensive things that we didn't really execute the way that we had talked about. I mean, I think one of the biggest things is, like say, hey, we're making 5 threes. I mean, again, I think if you would have told me before the game that she was going to make 5 threes, I'd have said you're crazy because we're going to defend her. But in the same respect, if you would have told me that Allie Williams was only going to have 16 points and you were going to lose, I'd say you're crazy. And both things happen. So it's a funny game, and the ball bounces funny sometimes, and it's a difficult way to end our NEC season. I think our team is tremendous. I love our seniors, and I use the word love. Sincerely, I mean, 5 of them really have reinvigorated, the Mount program and have done some amazing, wonderful things, and have left a high standard for players.
Jackson, you found some wide open looks there that you took advantage of early in the game, whatnot. Talk about what you felt, as you had those open looks. I mean, you can either go one way or the other. You can say, "Oh wow, I'm wide open," and it can scare you. You just seem to be in rhythm there. Talk about what you were feeling as you were making some of the shots early on.
Well, I mean, it crushed the whole game. So when I got the ball, I usually pass it back to like Ashley, and she's the point guard. But I mean, I can take it. So I saw like the open lane and believe me, like the whole sideline. So I just, took advantage of what they gave me and just attacked the basket because they were down the bounce.
Did they do anything different to you? Because later on in the game, as you seemed to not find as many open looks as possible, or was it just the way you guys were running your offense? You just didn't really quite. Was it? I mean, I guess I should say it that way. Were you guys running things differently so that you weren't quite getting the shots, or were they doing something different defensively that kept you from getting the ball?
I mean, not really. They were basically playing the same thing. We just, I guess, just the little things like little plays we didn't get in here and play right. And they just weren't getting the looks that we were trying to get. And maybe they're just covering these a little more, just being more cautious.
Sydney, your coach was saying how you guys missed some stuff execution-wise. Was it a little troubling at times where they would switch from man to that 2-3 and kind of bring the two people out to almost like a trap, so to speak? Did that kind of, complicate things for you guys on offense when they would switch back and forth?
Given this being our third time playing them, we knew that they would switch up the defenses, and we knew that they would throw a zone at us, and that they would play man and switch basically 1 through 4. It was just us recognizing that. But we can't blame it on the atmosphere of being too loud with us not being able to execute. We could have done things a little bit differently when we were on the court, communicating better with each other. But that's what happens in games. You have mental mistakes, and you try not to have those mental mistakes, but it's a game of basketball.
And you're an all-conference player. Is there a way you can kind of, I know it's tough now, maybe summarize your career here?
It's been amazing. I wouldn't change it for anything. My coaches, my teammates have helped me improve, not only as a basketball player, but as a person as well. And I can say that I am a better person and a better basketball player after tonight. It's just been great.